Hello, friends. Welcome to another Please Go Away Vacation sneak preview of one of our one of a kind, personally escorted, value added feature travel experiences. In the next few minutes, we're going to be giving you a sneak peek of Michigan's Mackinac Island, the Grand Hotel, and much more. We're doing this tour all inclusive, as are all of our feature tours, in cooperation with Colette and Please Go Away Vacations. Colette, having been in business for over 100 years, Please Go Away Vacations, we're in our 54th year. This is considered one of our special Motor Coach Plus tours. And by Motor Coach Plus, what we mean by that is we fly everyone into a location. You're not wasting several days by traveling 2 days, 3 days to get to the heart of the experience that you want, and then having to, again, either come back that same route or repeat part of your travels to return to your original departure place. So what we do in a Motor Coach Plus is to fly you in, experience, and fly you home. On this special itinerary that we are working with, we're going to have a big area that we're going to be covering. I want to call your attention to the map that you see in front of you. The tour will begin in Chicago, and we fly in. We will stay there 2 nights. And then you notice that there are numbers in all of the black dots. Those are the overnight locations. What we really would like you to pay particular attention is that there are several of these stays that we stay more than one night. So you're not having to hop on a bus and be going down the road with your luggage every night. It allows you to relax and spend a little bit more time in those places. So with that being said, Larry, would you like to get us started and tell us a little bit about each of these stops that the folks will be enjoying?
Oh, I'd be delighted to. Hello, everybody. We're going to start our tour in Chicago. Let me mention that this tour was originally scheduled to go this year in 2020. However, because of the coronavirus, it was transferred to next year. We had a sold-out tour this year, and I need to tell you that everyone on the tour transferred to next year's tour with several exceptions, and as we have this presentation, we have 3 available spaces for this tour that goes in June of this coming year. So yes, we start out in Chicago, and let's take a look at some of the highlights. The Willis Building, originally the Sears Tower, Chicago's tallest building, will be among the highlights that you see, as will be the magnificent shorefront known as Lakes Michigan that you see there, the Magnificent Mile filled with its flowers, and of course Centennial Park with such things as the modern piece of artwork called the Bean. And one of the reasons we call this a feature tour is that we add features, and in Chicago we've added a feature that Chicago is among its most famous claims to fame, and that is the deep dish pizza. And here we will be taking just our group to a special dining experience in Geno's, the original founder of the deep dish pizza. You can see the demonstration here on the walls. It's filled with signatures, and here is the luscious pizza that's going to be waiting for you as a benefit experience in the city of Chicago. Moving right along, however, after we leave Chicago, we go up the coast, as you saw on the map, and we go to the lakeside cities of Charlevoix and Traverse City, Michigan. Both of these are situated in what is known as the cherry growing capital of the world, and both cities claim the title to having the world's largest cherry pie. Annually, they bake a pie in this type of pan, and just some of the statistics is that the crust itself weighs over 1,700 pounds, and it goes on and it serves hundreds of people. It's one of the little unique things that will be brought to your attention on this. I've had the pleasure of standing right in front of this picture as this was taken, and it is sort of a memorable experience. But then continuing on, you go to a destination that is a destination in and of itself, Mackinac Island. Mackinac Island is part of Michigan. It's located in Lake Huron on Mackinac Straits that separate the upper and lower peninsulas of Michigan. Originally, it was a European settlement for fur trade founded in the 17th century. Mackinac Island was also occupied by the British during the Revolutionary War, who built Fort Mackinac. This was the scene of two battles during the War of 1812, and the island also became a summer colony starting in the late 1800s, attracting the rich and famous. The entire island is listed as a National Historic Landmark, and there are no operating vehicles on the island. Everything is done by walking, riding a bicycle, riding a horse, or being transported in a horse-drawn vehicle. Mackinac is known for many things. Basically, it's a wonderful tourist destination. There are 14 fudge shops. Mackinac Island fudge is something for which the island is famous, and practically everyone will bring some home with them when they visit the island. During the peak season, these 14 fudge shops located on the main street of Mackinac Island produce over 10,000 pounds of fudge daily. That's over 5 tons of fudge daily during the peak season. It's known for a number of other things. That is Mackinac Island. And moving right on, we're going to see that it's also known because it is an island and the only access to it or leaving it is by means of a ferry, such as you see here. Of course, the major attraction on Mackinac Island is the famous Grand Hotel. And this is the access, the way one will arrive at the hotel, being transported from the pier by a horse-drawn vehicle. And I mention this Grand Hotel because our group is going to have the privilege of staying there 3 days, 2 nights, enjoying the food that is served there. And I mention this for comparison purposes because we do have other companies in the travel business that say that you will have the opportunity to experience the Grand Hotel. They take you to the outside. They have their individuals pay $10 to walk through the hotel and leave, and that's their experience. So always compare, and you'll see that when you go away with Please Go Away Vacations, you truly do get more for your money. And of course, as I mentioned, everything is done by horse-drawn vehicles or other modes of transportation other than motor vehicles. The island itself, as mentioned, is a National Historic place of residency. This is the famous Arch Rock that our group will see on his horse-drawn tour of the island. You'll look down through the arch itself, see the waters of the lake that are in the distance. But then also from this tour, you're going to see the famous fort that is referred to. You're going to see Big Mac, the bridge that is shown in the background. You're going to witness and learn about the history of the island and its turmoil during the various wars and battles that were conducted on the island because of its strategic location. And you're also going to have the opportunity to drive across Big Mac as you go to the upper peninsula of Michigan before you continue on with your journey throughout the rest of the itinerary. The Grand Hotel, I mentioned, is a destination in and of itself. We're going to take a look at just a few of the statistics. It's a National Historic Landmark. It has 343 uniquely decorated guest rooms and suites. No 2 rooms are decorated alike. It's been occupied by 5 of our U.S. presidents. Its nightly entertainment is something to behold. It has an afternoon tea and it has full recreational facilities. The hotel is open mid-May to November each year. It's the longest covered porch in the world. As a forefront of the building, you will be there. You'll be able to sit in some of the 100 beckoning rocking chairs. You will also have the opportunity to stay here and enjoy for 2 nights and 3 days. The hotel is a AAA 4-diamond rated hotel. Travel and Leisure magazine lists it as among the 500 greatest hotels in the world. National Geographic Travelers magazine, the stay list of 150 hotels says you will love, all with location-inspired architecture, ambiance, and amenities, eco-stewardship, and the ethic of giving back to the community. Travel and Leisure Family magazine, Family 50, the hotel was selected by readers as one of the 50 best family-friendly resorts in the U.S., Canada, Caribbean, and Mexico. Midwest Living magazine, Best of the Midwest, one of the top Midwest resorts, selected by them. The hotel is also designated by Gourmet magazine as one of the top 25 hotels around the world. So, ladies and gentlemen, our group is going to be staying, speaking in the vernacular, in tall cotton. National Geographic Traveler magazine also lists it as among the 56 hotels we love throughout the world. We mentioned the world's longest porch. Here you can see it. You will be here. You will be able to partake in the chess game if you want. You can see the Straits of Mackinac beyond, looking through the pillars or columns of the porch to the water in the distance. Here's an example of the hotels. As I mentioned, no 2 hotel rooms are decorated alike. Each has its own individual personalities. Some are appealing in particular ways. Others one may wonder about a little bit, but it's all the ambiance of the hotel. This is the main lobby that you will be enjoying, and quite honestly, you will walk down this thoroughfare of the main lobby as you enter the dining room where your meals while staying at the hotel are included. They are fantastic included dining experiences, and the hotel looks out over the Straits of Mackinac. It's a once-in-a-lifetime experience, the Grand Hotel of Mackinac Island. From the island, we go down to the German community of Frankenmuth, Michigan, and it's known for a number of things. First of all, Frankenmuth is Little Bavaria in the United States. You can see the lederhosen here being worn by the band, the German band. You're going to have this type of activity throughout, as well as you're going to also experience in Frankenmuth the world's largest Christmas store at Bronner's. And one of the things that I particularly like is that just adjacent to the store is, within easy walking distance, a replica of the chapel that Silent Night was originally demonstrated and played on a guitar in all of Bavaria. The store itself is filled with souvenirs and Christmas gifts of every type imaginable, and you will enjoy Bronner's, the world's largest Christmas store. I mentioned the chapel. You can see it here. This is an exact replica. I've had the privilege of being in the original in Bavaria, and this is identical to the chapel that Silent Night was first written by a priest and performed by a priest on a guitar. From the confines of the Christmas store, we're going to be staying at the famous Bavarian Inn in Frankenmuth, and as another bonus feature for our group, we will be departing from the Bavarian Inn and going to the Bavarian Inn restaurant, which is several blocks away, and there our group will be enjoying the special included bonus feature of a family-style, all-you-can-eat Bavarian dinner. Other groups don't have these type of experiences, but this is why we call it a feature experience. I guarantee there will be food left over after you've had your fill of the fine German food that will be presented to you. From Frankenmuth, we'll be headed south to the Henry Ford Museum and the Greenfield Village. And while there, we're going to be able to partake in a number of things, such as the laboratories of Edison and people of this nature, because Henry Ford reconstructed these on the grounds of Greenfield Village. Also at the Henry Ford Museum, we're going to see Americana, the original McDonald's hamburger stand, sold for 15 cents. You can also see in the foreground one of the famous turquoise and cream-colored Chevrolets of the mid-50s, and of course their traditional Model T, which then later migrated into the Model A. You're going to see all kinds of motor conveyances as this was developed by the country, trending away from horse-drawn vehicles to motor-driven vehicles. And of course, at the Greenfield Village Henry Ford Museum, you will also be enjoying historic aspects such as the bus, where Rosa Parks refused to go to the back of the bus and started much of the movement which helped our fellow citizens of a black color. It's a wonderful experience. And so let me just remind you as we close out this sneak preview that the thing that we would like for you to remember, and a truism that we've learned after doing business in the world of travel for 54 years, is that travels are memories made and shared that are never forgotten. So ladies and gentlemen, if you have questions, we'll be glad to answer them for you. If you have observations or anything you would like to discuss, just feel free to call us toll-free, 1-800-362-9347, or you can email us at answers@travelpleasegoaway.com. We make you a promise. You will never be directed to voicemail or be asked to talk to a machine. You will always be fully served by one of our full-time team of professional travel advisors that are going to get back to you and serve you totally before, during, and after your travel experiences. Remember, a parting thought. Please go away.